So, that was a Nintendo Direct, wasn't it? Oh boy. Remember though, this is the calm before the storm. This is a Nintendo Direct before the main event. So of course there wasn't going to be some like really hard hitters because they're next week. This is the equivalent of having 2 birthday cakes. You don't go and say, oh, this birthday cake sucks, I want the other one. You say, I've got 2 birthday cakes. This is incredible. There is no script for this video. I'm just gonna talk about the Nintendo Direct and people's expectations and just kind of provide a little bit of like, this is where we're at. Because remember, we're a week away from the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2. Do you think they're gonna put a Mario game or a Zelda game in a Switch 1 presentation? No. They're saving all the good stuff for the Switch 2, and that's okay. For me, the Direct was at 12:30 at night, so I already had insanely low expectations because I was already tired and wanted to go to bed. Whoa, Cozy Farm Sim!
This is where your new life into a magical potion cafe. As the newest potionista of the Cursed Cafe, Saga Frontier 2 is venturing on to Nintendo Switch.
And I didn't care anymore because the Switch 2's a week away. And we know there's not going to be much, alright? My big hope was for Donkey Kong 64 to be announced for Nintendo Switch Online. And that's okay. I will mourn that loss again and again and again. The good thing though is that we're getting a Rhythm Heaven game. My wife is excited for that because she loved that I Suppose song on the DS version.
But I'm too shy, I suppose.
And a Tamagotchi Life game. We are so back. What is this? Living the dream! Ah, no, it's a year away! Although it's in 2026, so surely there's some sort of contractual obligation for Nintendo to, you know, maybe just support the Switch a little bit beyond its lifetime. And especially with all the third-party games as well, you know, they can't just be left out in the cold because the Switch 2's coming out when they've been developing a game for who knows how long. One of my moderators said during the live stream that even though a lot of the games you saw on Nintendo Direct may not be for you, that's okay because they will be for someone else. I don't really care much for the Wizard School game or the Disney Cafe game, or I do not care for HD 2D Dragon Quest games, but that's alright because they're not for me. They're for others to enjoy. And if you like those games, great. Very good. You're gonna have a great time with that. For me, I loved Metroid Prime 4, thought that was really cool. Ooh! Alright, okay, the Crypt of the Necrodancer Guitar Hero version game, sick. Rhythm Heaven, sick. Everybody's Golf. I played World Tour on the PS3. That's a game that I might play because it is fun. Tamagotchi Life, sign me up. I'm gonna put all of my YouTube members into one village and they can all fall in love with each other. Perfect. I guess the big thing for a Nintendo Direct, and it being the last Nintendo Direct, alright, is that the Zelda community, I swear, especially on Twitter, they will not rest until we see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch. And I think a lot of people thought that because this is the last Nintendo Switch presentation, that this was the last chance. So there are a lot of mourners in the chat who, in my chat especially, who were like, why hasn't it happened? And I would just like to point out again, after many, many years of people speculating this over and over and over and over again, that at the end of the day, there has never ever been concrete proof that these were ever going to happen. This is what I mean when I talk about leak culture and it ruining the expectations for things like Nintendo Directs. We have had this claim year after year after year after year, and they have never ever been true. So why would it be true now? This is what annoys me about leak culture, is that then people get mad at Nintendo for these things, when in reality they should be mad at the people who are spreading false rumors to begin with. Anyway, let's continue. Zelda games get remastered and then you never see them again. I think personally, I would love to see Twilight Princess remade to a point where playing it isn't actually garbage. I said what I said. Alright, there's a video if you want to watch about my thoughts about this game, but I think this remaster is incredibly poor. And I'm not saying this as a Twilight Princess hater. Since playing this game, I have replayed the Wii version, and the Wii version is way better than this, especially compared to this. This is perfect. I can't 100% put my finger on it, but something compared to the original feels off. Just remake this so it's not bad. I'm gonna get all the Twilight Princess nostalgia goggled fanboys in the chat just like dragging me. But look, I've said what I said. I am completely outspoken on that. You know my thoughts on that game. But imagine if they remade this, like a full-on remake. That would be so much better than just the simple slap-on port onto Nintendo Switch family of systems, all right? I think it deserves a remake. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle on now. Okay, enough Zelda chat, all right? Get them out of here. We're done, all right? Sharing games. I think this is really cool. It sounds very confusing about being able to share digital libraries with family members and stuff. As someone who predominantly buys physical games, I think this is a really good step in the right direction for making the appeal of a digital library more worthwhile. So I think that's good regardless. Like, it's better than what we have of like, you have a digital game and that stays on your Switch and you can't share it with anyone. This being able to share games with your family, I think that's really cool. And if they've done it in a way that works well, then great, good on you. The Nintendo Today app, I have downloaded it and it's fine. I have a little widget on my home screen so you can see the date, and I think that's really cool. And here's my home screen. You can see the Adelaide Crows app. Yeah, go the mighty Adelaide Crows. I like that Pascal has like a word of wisdom when you open up the app. I think that's really nice and silly. Like, that's funny, cool, great app. But again, I just wanted to highlight the point that even though we didn't see any major games, it's okay. Nintendo are holding their hand very close to their chest. Next week, we will see a Mario Kart game. We will probably see a new Mario game. Who knows what's going to happen beyond that? All right, so for those who were sitting there upset and mad that you didn't get Kirby Planet Robobot remastered on your Switch, it's okay. Remember, this is only half time. Not even half time. This isn't even half the show. This is like a quarter of the show. The real stuff starts next week. Remember to bring your A game.